Redders, first of all, fantastic win for the team. What's the atmosphere like in the changing room?
Amazing. Obviously, we just got off the field after bowling them out, and everyone's on a high. I think spirits are up right now, so we've got to try and find a way of taking that feeling into the next game and try and recreate it at Cardiff.
You got into the crease 4 days ago now at 50 for 4. Difficult situation. What's going through your mind at that point?
I mean, I spoke to Ross when I was out there, and we decided just to remain positive. If the ball's in our area, just you know, play our shots like we like to do, and basically try and put the bowls under as much pressure as they put our batters in under earlier on. Try and turn the table on them, and I think we managed to do that. And the longer we were in together, the easier it got. And it was just about making sure we kept the pressure on them rather than letting them group a few overs together and get some pressure on us.
And then later on, things have gone well. You're heading into the 90s. Any nerves at that point after what's gone on in the 90s in the past?
Yeah, a little bit. I was not as nervous as I thought I'd be. I managed to get to 97 with a couple of boundaries, I think, and that also I was thinking was not letting myself get to 99, because I didn't want to have to, because when you're on 99 the field usually comes in. I didn't want to have to put up with that, so I was thinking either hit a 4 or get it close to the rope and try and run 3, and luckily I managed to do that. Ross had to dive in at the end there just to get the 3, so I thanked him for that. So yeah, I managed to get one away.
Is it fair to say Ross had to dive for the 3rd because he was jogging initially though? I think you were almost lapping him at one point.
Yeah, I think I was definitely running quicker through just sheer need to get that 3. I think when I crossed him on the first run, I just said, Ross, you've just got to run. I managed to get that in while he was crossing me, so luckily he's a quick guy anyway, so he managed to up the pace and get back for 3.
You seem like a pretty relaxed, pretty confident guy, and there's no outward signs of stress about it. But has that first 100 been something that's worried you for the last couple of years?
Yeah, I'd lie if I say it hadn't, because I mean, last year when I got 99 against Glamorgan, it was probably one of the lowest feelings I've had for a long time on a cricket field or walking off a cricket field. So yeah, it definitely did get me down, and thinking, is it ever going to come, and how many games am I going to go? But luckily now, I've got the monkey off my back and I can concentrate on just focusing on getting more hundreds for Derbyshire and try and get as many as I can.
Fantastic partnership with Ross, as you said. He looks a very much improved cricketer, doesn't he?
Definitely. He's been away this winter to the Darren Lehman Academy, and all signs from that are positive. Not only his batting's come on, but I think his bowling has come on a lot. I mean, in the game, this game we saw him bowl, I thought he bowled with a heavier ball, got a lot more bounce and looked a lot more threatening. And definitely look more penetrative with the ball. James Park's just trying to put me off here. Not going to work. And yeah, he played really well with the bat as well. He did what he always does. He goes in there and strikes the ball really well. And yeah, got us into a really good position.
And then when Derbyshire were in the field, there was a day when we only took 4 wickets. Were you surprised by their tactics at all? Because the game didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought they got themselves under pressure through not really, trying to be positive. I thought that they sat back a bit and let us bowl at them, which is something that we discussed when we were batting, try not to let them bowl at us. And I thought that we just were allowed to bowl them a bit, but we did bowl well, to be fair to them. We didn't give them a lot to hit early on, especially in the first innings, and put the pressure on them. So yeah, I think they were a bit probably cautious with whether it's the first game and guys just want to get some runs on the belt. I thought they were a bit cautious, but I think equally we bowled well at them.
Moving on to the second innings batting performance, great not for Martin Guptill. Must be great to have a class international player like him around.
Definitely, yeah. We know what Guppy can do. We've seen him all over winter. He's been watching him on telly. He's been brilliant for New Zealand. He's dominated. I think he's top 5 one-day batters in the world. So obviously that is what he can do, and he's a brilliant player. I thought Boss played brilliantly with him as well. They worked well together because Guppy was a bit more attacking later on in his innings, and Boz could just anchor the innings, make sure that they didn't have a few quick bursts of wickets, and Boz batted brilliantly with him.
Just going to say a little bit of sympathy for Boz, because you know what it's like to get out in those late 90s when you're looking for your first Derbyshire 100.
Yeah, I spoke to him when he came off, or when I came off, because I batted after him, but I just said, listen mate, I've been through it and you'll get there, because obviously he's got the talent to do it, and we all know that. He's a fantastic player, he's a patient player, and we all know that he's good enough to get hundreds, and he probably will this season.
Final day today, just talk me through first of all the timing of the declaration and the thought process towards that.
Well, we thought we dominated for three days there, so we didn't want to give them a sniff. We didn't think it'd be fair on ourselves if we dominated for 3 days and then gave them a sniff and they'd nick the game. So I mean, we decided that we were going to knock them out of the game completely, and try and bowl them out through us just bowling well rather than them having to chase it. And also with the pitch turning, we thought Wayners would come into it, which he did. He bowled brilliantly, and we managed to knock them over.
So you mentioned David Wainwright, he's the one who's going to claim all the headlines tomorrow, and rightly so. What did you think of his bowling performance today?
He was brilliant. I think he bowled 26 overs for 30 runs, and that's why he got 6 wickets, because he doesn't bowl a bad ball really. He kept the pressure on and didn't allow them to rotate the strike, and he's just what we're looking for, I think, in terms of a spinner, someone who will just keep bowling metronomically and just keep the runs down, and wickets will come if you do that.
Great start to the season, and now obviously looking forward to the game at Glamorgan. Important to keep it going.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's important that we don't get on too big a high here, because it's obviously the first game of the season. There's still 15 to go. It's a massive win, but also there's 15 more massive games for us. If we want to get promoted this year, we've got to, win about 6 more or 7 more. So we've got to concentrate on trying to win as many as possible, getting ourselves into positions to win as many as possible.